Hi, and welcome to the Robinson Response. We're certainly glad to have you today. The temperatures are up, the winds have swung around from the south, and the pollen's out. That means it's spring, and it's time to come to the beach. That's where we are today. We got a lot of things going today on this show. We're going to talk to several people about the beach. We're going to start off with David Forte, who's going to talk to us about what's happening with Pensacola Beach and some of the traffic things we're going to be doing out here. We then talk with Dave Greenwood about lifeguards and what's happening with the season in lifeguards. We're going to also meet with Wes Marino, and we're going to discuss what's happening with beach cleanup and the other beach services out here. Then we're going to meet with Paolo, and we're going to talk about what the Island Authority has going on and what's going to be going on this season at the beach. And then finally, we're going to meet with Dan Brown, and we're going to discuss what's happening with the ferry service. Well, we've got a full day packed for you, so I hope you'll join us as we move forward. We look forward to meeting with David Forte and talking about what's going on with traffic. All right, welcome back. I have David Forte with me. David, thank you for joining us out here.
Absolutely.
A lot of things that you've got going on here. We've got all the equipment in the toll booth now.
Correct.
It's right behind us. Talk to us a little bit about what's going on with the toll booth, what we can do, the fact the Sun Pass that you have, and the fact that you can get your Sun Pass, how you can get your Sun Pass. Those are just some of the things. So talk to us first about what do we see right now coming through the toll booth?
Sure, absolutely. We're now in our second year of the electronic tolling system. We have integrated with the state of Florida's Sun Pass program. So if you purchase a sticker or a transponder from any of your local CVS markets or your Walgreens markets, or even at the SRI office down just a little bit down the ways, you can load some money onto your account and you can zip right through the toll plaza without having to stop and pay $1.
But you can also buy a $20 pass from the Island Authority, correct?
Yes,
Once
sir.
you have that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
and that'll cover you the whole year.
A whole 365 days, yes, sir.
So for coming to the beach every day, it's only $20 the whole year.
That is absolutely correct. If you are a homesteaded property owner on the island, it's only $5, and general public is only $20 for an entire year annual pass onto the island.
And they don't have to stay in the line as it backs up over the hump.
Sir.
Once they get to this side of the hump, they can get in the right-hand lane and go straight through.
That is lane 1 is a dedicated only lane for Sun Pass or annual pass.
Well, tell us about the number of Sun Passes we have now. How many people do we have on Sun Pass?
Yeah, it's very neat. Before the Sun Pass system and the new annual pass system was put into place, we had about 4,500 annual passes. Since the reconfiguration, we were up to about 7,000 up until May of last year. The Board of County Commissioners, May of last year, actually reduced the rates from 50 to 20 for the annual pass. We have seen over 5,000 new passes sold since May of last year, which is a tremendous jump. So we're at about 12,500 or so annual passes now for the toll plaza.
Well, good. We hope you will get out there. You'll get your pass. If we get more passes, we hopefully can offer more lanes and get traffic through here faster. Correct?
We are seeing an uptick in the what we call electronic toll rate. We started off at about 30% of people were using electronic tolling. We're up to about 50 to 53% now. So we're slowly but steadily rising up the ladder.
Well, that's good. We hope everybody out there will do that. It's a much better way to get here. Let's talk about this road as well, because I know that's several things, and people always ask about, well, how there's traffic out here and how do we make it? And they're really, it's not just one issue. There's not one silver bullet. We got about 10 things moving.
That's true.
And no matter how insignificant they seem, they all play together.
Yeah, it's like every drop in the bucket helps, right? Yeah, absolutely. So right behind us, actually right in front of us, behind me, in front of you, the county is wrapping up design for what we're calling an access road, essentially a parallel roadway that'll run just parallel to Pensacola Beach Boulevard. It'll allow for trolley expansion all the way to and from Grand Marland or the Bob Sykes Bridge fishing pier. It'll offer an additional about 40 parking stalls along the entire roadway corridor. It'll have a pedestrian pathway to enhance the walkability on the island, so there's a quality of life aspect as well. There's some access management, which actually will help from a safety standpoint, eliminating a couple of those dangerous movements. So there's a lot of really great benefits to the project.
I want to talk about safety and some of the things you said, parking. that safety, that left-hand turn you got to make right now to get in and out of here is very dangerous coming in and out of here. So we are going to be eliminating that left-hand turn right on the other side of the toll booth.
That is absolutely correct. We will be eliminating it, and we will be providing a new, much better directional left-hand turn further south, down almost by the Shaggy's restaurant.
So again, that means that cars aren't going to be trying to merge into the road right when they come out of the toll booth.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Then the other thing I think you mentioned that I want everybody to make sure they understand, in doing this, we're going to be able to add about 40 new parking spaces.
That is absolutely correct. Yes, sir.
So I mean, I continue to hear about parking and what does Escambia County do to parking. So just on this one road, we're going to be adding 40 new spaces.
We'll have about 150 total parking stalls once all completed. Yes, sir.
Very good.
A net increase of about 40.
Well, I want everybody out there to understand we have heard people loud and clear. They want more parking. They want that opportunity. We are working to get that. Lastly, I think one of the most critical things out here, and certainly as you get a chance to look and see the beauty that's out here, we're trying to encourage more people to walk, and so we are going to be having a multi-use path that'll get bikes, your feet, whatever it is that you can do and get up here. You will be able to bike. I think people skating, inline skating, all those things you can do on a multi-use path, and gives you more room to run, I guess, on Pensacola Beach and do it safely outside of the road.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely correct. There will be a multi-use path just on the inside or on the east side of the new roadway that we'll be constructing. So you'll be able to walk just in front or bike or skate right in front of the gorgeous Morgan Park. You'll be able to, right in front of all the business along the corridor, Grand Marlin, enjoy the Eco Trail that connects you essentially from the Bob Sykes Bridge Fishing Pier all the way past Portofino.
Well, and again, I think this is what's exciting to continue to enhance that walkability. We want you to come to Pensacola Beach, park your car, and never have to get back in it, and be able to utilize it until you're ready to go home on the final trip. We want to make sure everything's easily and safely accessible for you, and we want to make sure we put some more parking lots in. So we are going to be doing all of that. That's coming forward. Why don't we go down the road a little bit, and we're going to talk about some other planned improvements and what we're going to do as we continue to move forward.
Absolutely.
Well, hello, we're back here on Pensacola Beach Pier. I'm with Wes Moreno, in charge of our Public Works. Wes, thank you for being here.
Good to be here, Commissioner.
Granted, the good Lord gives us the beauty that's here and the great day, but every day it looks as beautiful and pristine as it is because of this gentleman and his department. Wes, how many years have y'all been taking care of the beach now?
We're going on our third year.
All right. All right. Well, I know later on we're going to go down after we have a chance to talk a little bit here, but we're going to go down and talk about some of the things you want us to do when people are out here visiting. But tell us what's going on out here, anything that we need to know that's going on related to Public Works, or anything that we need to do about doing a better job of cleaning up when we leave here to make sure it's pristine for the next day.
Yeah. You know, it's always busy out here. There's always something going on. You know, we came out of Mardi Gras. Of course, they canceled the parade on us due to the weather, but there were still a lot of folks out here on the beach. And this past weekend, it was 70 degrees, and I was out here, and just a ton of people out here. So we got our crews, and they're already, sweeping the beaches in the morning. They're opening up the bathrooms. We're getting ready to place the lifeguard towers back out. And during the off season, or what we call the off season, we try to take advantage of that time. And we did a lighting project over there at the boardwalk next to the Shell, where we did all those lights. We've done some work in the boardwalk parking lot, those old concrete curbs that didn't have anything in the middle of them. Well, we poured some nice concrete in there to alleviate those tripping hazards. But we're just getting ramped up for the summer. We got Memorial Day around the corner, so we're already planning some of those activities. And so that's a little bit about what we're doing out here.
Well, good. Y'all do a great job. The beach always looks great. I know you talked about a couple things, the public bathroom facilities. I always get a few emails about those, but I know your guys work hard on making sure those are up to speed as good as they could be.
We do. Last off season, we totally rehabbed the Park West bathroom, the Park East bathroom. Beautiful new tile, new paint, new facilities there. Just a great amenity. And when you walk in there now, it looks nothing like it did. The other thing we're doing at Park East right now is a boardwalk that goes from the parking lots to the bathhouses. We got crews down there right now, and we're totally reconstructing the boardwalk there, and in an effort to be done by Memorial Day, and we'll be We're hoping to be in tip-top shape.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, we definitely want you to come out here and enjoy it. As Wes said, with the temperature coming up, we know that you're out here, and you're out here already beginning to look at it. Is there anything else we need to do? I know you're going to take us down and take a look and see about some of the garbage bags you want us to be more cognizant of.
Yeah, if you look when you're coming out of the main casino parking lot onto the beach, you'll see some yellow trash bag dispensers, and it says trash bags for use on it. And what we ask people to do is just open those up, grab a couple of those bags to put your cans or your trash potato chip bags in or whatever as you spend the day at the beach. You know, if you're like me, a lot of times the last thing you think about when you come to the beach is packing something to put all your trash in. And so we thought it would, in an effort to try to keep our beach clean, to offer those for free to people. You can take as many as you need.
Well, Wes, I certainly appreciate that. I think that's good plan. I mean, clearly we want you, when you leave here, as the saying goes, we don't want you to leave anything but your footprints.
Right, that's right.
So take everything you brought and take it back and get it. That helps these gentlemen do a good job of making sure that the beach is going to be ready tomorrow for the next crop of people that are coming in here to look at it, and it's going to look just as nice as the day before.
Just as nice.
Well, we're almost that time of year where we're about ready to get lifeguards out. But even though it's technically not the season, you have some lifeguards already on the island taking care of people.
Oh yes, our season really never ends. We have lifeguards out here, a lifeguard presence year-round out here. Some of the busiest days is like a day like today, where Thursday in February we've got a couple hundred people out here on the beach, and we've got a small staff to handle anything that might happen in the water.
Well, again, we appreciate everything you're doing, taking care of people. Tell us some of the dates we need to know, when the lifeguards and where they'll be at what places as we ramp up into the season.
Oh, that's a very great question. I'd love to answer, because next week this time we'll have lifeguards on the beach. We'll start with gradually scale up our staffing. March 1st, the lifeguards will be in towers at Casino Beach from 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock. And then once we go into daylight savings time, we'll go from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Now, one of the things that's going on right now, and I'm very cognizant, the winds have turned around, so that means our typically that north wind that was making the Gulf real calm for us for several months is now swapped back around to the south. I know this is when we have a lot of those days where it looks nice, but it can be dangerous out there in the surf. So you know, what are some things we need to be cognizant of when we come out to the beach, and we don't want to fall prey to becoming part of the problem for you?
Always pay attention to the surf warning flags. We've got surf advisory flags. Green means use usual caution when you're in the water. Yellow, there is a risk for rip currents, and there are currents present. Red flag means no swimming or wading in the Gulf of Mexico. We permit surfers to go in. It's their sport. They're used to the Gulf of Mexico. And then again, on double red flags, no one's permitted in the Gulf of Mexico. So please pay attention to the surf advisory flags. You can find that on our website, PensacolaBeachLifeguards.com. It's updated daily, or as the current conditions require.
Well, I see today is a yellow day, but you also have the purple up, and that's we have some jellyfish out there.
Yeah, it's hazardous marine life. It's the south winds are bringing ashore man-o-war, which are a totally different animal. I describe it as a jellyfish on steroids. Very strong, venomous animal, and this creating this surf. The wind's creating this surf. It's also bringing the man-o-war onto the beach.
Well, good. Well, good. I appreciate you guys out here taking good care of us. You know, y'all do a great job of taking care of the beach and making sure all of us are as safe as we can be. But clearly, it's not scripted when you come out here. So be careful and be cognizant of what's going on. It is a wild environment, and we just need wildlife environment. And we need to make sure that you're taking all the precautions, especially a day like today, a little bit more surf than usual. It's one of those things we just want to make sure everybody's taking the proper precautions.
Oh yes, yes. Please always enjoy the Gulf of Mexico. It's a beautiful part of Pensacola. Pensacola Beach is a great place to visit and enjoy, and we want everybody to come visit and have a good time and go home safely.
That's it. That's it. Well, Dave, we certainly appreciate all the work that your guys do. We look forward to seeing them out there on the beach patrolling in the trucks, and now back up in the towers. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm back with the man that keeps the Pensacola Beach straight. Paolo Guillo from the Island Authority. Paolo, great to have you on here.
Commissioner, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Well, there's a lot of good things happening over the next couple of weeks and months at the beach. Why don't you tell us what you have in store for people?
With pleasure. So, Commissioner, the first thing that we start the season's already started. There's no question about it. Like this past weekend, the sun came out, and so did the crowds, which is why we have this beach. But officially, the Santa Rosa Island Authority sponsored events are to kick off April the 3rd. Bands on the beach, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Come out here. We've got more entertainment than you can stand. There are the restaurants out here, so don't bother about having to grab food after work. Come out here, enjoy the band, grab some food, first-class cuisine out here, and enjoy the entertainment. May the 1st, we've got nature coming to visit us. We've got the turtles coming ashore from May 1 going all the way through the end of October. Is basically turtle season. So the females are going to come ashore, lay their eggs, and we wait for them to hatch.
And I mean, this has been one of the things. It's been great. We've had record years. Every year we get more turtles than the last year.
Commissioner, it's unbelievable. I think with the nourishment of the beach, the fact that we've got so much more beach,
the turtle lights that we have now,
the improvement to the lighting system, which is not a distraction anymore, they are coming in and they are just nesting on our beaches the way they did many, many years ago. They're hatching here, they're coming back here. It's a great thing to observe. We've got the Turtle Patrol that comes out every morning. If you don't know about the Turtle Patrol, stop one of them, have a chat with them, ask them what they're doing. They would love to explain and enlighten you as to what is the sequence of the turtle nesting. On May the 25th, that is really that is Memorial Day weekend. That is the weekend when summer is officially wide open on this beach. That is when the trolleys start. So we'll have 3 trolleys running from, I think we're going to start them at 4 o'clock this year, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to run all the way to midnight. They're free. Leave your car at the condo, leave your car at the hotel, leave your car at the rental home. Even if you don't have a rental home, leave your car in the garage. The trolley will pick you up, bring you into the core area, it'll take you back again. Enjoy the trolleys. They are beautiful, it's a fun experience, and you're helping relieve the congestion in the core area. So make it easy on yourself, use the trolleys.
We talked about that earlier. I mean, we want you to come here, park, and then we want you to either walk or use the trolleys. Do something. We don't want you to get back in your car until you're ready to leave.
That is a great message. I appreciate it. And of course, we all look forward to the 4th of July, one of the busiest weekends on the beach. This year we're going to separate the 4th of July with the Blue Angels. Last year it was like back to back, and my goodness, it was a week-long festival. So this year we're going to give you a bit of a break. The Blue Angels have scheduled that week. The actual event is going to be Saturday, July the 14th.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So that's Blue Angel Saturday. You don't want to miss it. If there's only one word, or rather one word of advice that I can give the public, come early. Okay. This parking lot fills up pretty quickly. So first come, first serve. Get yourself out on the beach. There's a beautiful beach waiting for you. Set your umbrella up. Have a fun day. Watch those Blue Angels. They will thrill you. I don't care how many times you've seen it. It's a thrilling show. Paid for by the Santa Rosa Island Authority and all the lease fees that we collect.
Well, and Paolo, we appreciate that. That is one of the best days, absolutely, on the island. So that is a great thing. But I know you've got a couple improvements you've been doing out here, and you want to get to some of those.
Yes, sir.
So please share those with
Absolutely. Thank you. We've got 3 areas that we're just begging for playgrounds. We've got so much adult entertainment out here, but people come out here with their families. This is a family beach. What about the children? So there are 3 brand new playgrounds, fully assembled, waiting for these families to come and enjoy. Corner of, I'm going to say, Avenida 10 and Via de Luna. Then you go down to the tennis courts. So while the parents are playing tennis, the kids can be enjoying the playground right behind the tennis courts. And if you go down to Park West on the north side, we've got 2 brand new pavilions next to each other, and in between them, we've got the pirate ship, which is a playground in the theme of a pirate ship.
Which works with the snorkel reef right there.
You got the so that is becoming a playground, a tremendous benefit, again paid for with leaseholder fees. for the enjoyment of all of the public. There's no restriction out here. You just got to come out and enjoy yourself. The other thing that we're going to do is in Sabine Bay, there is the marina, and directly opposite the marina, there's a little man-made island. That channel is awfully narrow. That is where the fishing fleet needs to maneuver in and out. You've got recreational boaters. It becomes a very congested area. So what we're going to do is we're going to widen that channel. We're going to take all that sand, stockpile it, let it dry out, and we're going to take that sand across the road, and we're going to re-nourish the North Shore like we did about 5 years ago.
Well, that is one of the best things that I've liked, that new re-nourishment on the North Shore, because that is, hopefully we can keep people from building seawalls. We'll put some more sand out there and let the nature sort of bring it from east to west. We had Wes on earlier. His guys are doing that. That's a great thing, I think. I'm so excited about what we've been doing on that North Shore re-nourishment.
I appreciate it, Commissioner. It is, I got to say, the contribution that we've had between the county and the Island Authority, there's a partnership that is stronger than it's ever been. So in sharing our assets, in sharing our capabilities and our knowledge, we are benefiting this island, we're benefiting the region, and everybody comes out to visit us. So thank you very much for all the help.
Well, thank you. Is there anything else you want to tell us about?
Enjoy summer. It's right around us. I ordered sun, but it had a different.
It was here earlier than the fog came in. But if you can't tell, the enthusiasm just from Palo's already contagious. So we appreciate it. Thank you for what you do out here on the beach. All right, well, we're back. We appreciate having David Forte here. He's back to talk to us about what's in the background. That's the most difficult traffic part we have in Escambia County on the island. It is where Fort Pickens Road and Via de Luna come together. We certainly have some traffic challenges there, but we are making improvements at the light, and David's going to talk to us a little bit about those. David, I appreciate having you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me as well. So as you can see, it's a fairly congested intersection. It's mid of the day, of the middle of the week. So you can, as you know, as the weekend goes on, weather comes up, gets better, sunny out on the weekends. Obviously, more people on the island, more cars on the island, and as you mentioned, only essentially 2 roadways intersecting with 1 signal. We have been able to, with some local funds, just last week, we just installed the brand new traffic signal cabinet that manipulates both signals, the one just behind us and the one just over to the east, just before you get to sidelines. What we're able to do now is we're able to remotely manipulate the signal timings from our actual central office back in town on the mainland. So we can sit behind the computer, we can see if, say, Fort Pickens Road is stacking up, we can add some more green time to Fort Pickens, make that essentially the mainline roadway, flush them out, and then flip it back to Via de Luna. If we're seeing Via de Luna's having some stacking up, then rather than having to drive out here, open up the signal cabinet manually and pickle it, as they say, we can do it from behind a computer screen. So it's real-time configuration.
Well, I know that's one of the things we would like to look at some of the weekends this spring into the season, begin to work with your staff out there in the control room and be able to, from basically Town and Country Plaza, be able to manipulate the light here. Yes, so that cars can go back and forth and we can improve.
Yes, sir. Very true.
Well, I know there's some other things. Certainly there's some challenges we continue to look at. I think the biggest is how are we going to deal with pedestrians? Yeah. I think that continues to be, while maneuvering, we're going to hope that the improvements we've made here, we still have challenges with the pedestrians, and we will continue to be working on that.
Yeah, we're taking every step we possibly can. Sometimes you work things through mathematically behind a desk. You try to implement them in practice, and maybe they don't work the best way. And so, there's always kind of a give and take, and it's just, as you mentioned earlier, it's a congested intersection with 2 main roadways. And so we're doing everything we possibly can to try to better the traffic flow, especially in the core area of the island.
Well, again, these are all the things we're doing. We understand fully the challenges when you come out here. We want this to be as smooth and as worry-free as it can be, and you'd be able to get in your car and be able to move. We certainly appreciate all the work that's getting done here, David. Thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
We're now going to go to another project I know you've been intimately involved with. We're going to meet with Dan Brown, and we're going to talk about the ferry. All right, welcome back here to the boardwalk. On Pensacola Beach, we share the island, Escambia County does, with a really great partner, and that is the Department of the Interior and the National Seashore. Dan Brown, so glad to have you on. Thank you for joining us today.
You bet, great to be here.
Well, good. We're talking to people all getting ready for the summer, trying to get ready to get out here. Obviously, there's something we're going to talk about here, but why don't you first tell us what's going on with the National Seashore, anything certainly on Santa Rosa Island, Fort Pickens, or over on the Park East. Tell us what's going on, but anything else in the park in general, if you please tell our visitors what's happening.
Well, what some people already know, maybe some don't, is that Gulf Islands National Seashore is our country's largest national seashore, and we're one of the most heavily visited units of the national park system. Every year we have almost 5 million visitors, so we're, in a sense, we're busier than Yellowstone, Yosemite, and have as many people as the Grand Canyon. We're a very busy place. People love their beaches, and the busiest place within the national seashore is right near Pensacola Beach here at Fort Pickens. We'll have anywhere from about 750,000 to 1 million visitors every year just at Fort Pickens.
Wow. Well, that's great. Well, we are so appreciative. It's I've traveled all over and been to the national parks, and it's hard to realize. Sometimes people forget we have all the amenities that you have with the national park right here with the seashore. It's a great asset to have, and we appreciate your partnership on the island and working in tandem for keeping it so that all of our citizens can come out here and visit.
You bet. It's been great to work together on a number of projects, and obviously we're working together on one very important project right now, the Pensacola Bay Ferry project.
Well, that's what we want to talk about. It's going to be right here behind us. You see there's construction already started. We're beginning to work on this process to have it up and running. Now, the goal is the ferry system will start in May, and we're planning to be up and running by that time, ready to go.
You bet. The weekend just before Memorial Day weekend, and on the calendar, it's going to fall right about May 18th, Friday, May 18th. So we're working on very different aspects of that project to get it all together to start up very soon.
Well, I know talking with David earlier, we had him on. We're all ready to go, going to be ready. In fact, he told us the very spot we're standing on is going to be a kiosk that will be, you'll be able to come buy your tickets so you can get on the ferry. If people want to find out anything about the routes, times, anything else, where should they go? How can they get information to see about the ferry service? Do you have a website for the seashore, anything that they can go and find this?
Well, there's some preliminary information on the ferry on our webpage. You can always call park headquarters 934-2600, 934-2600. Of course, that's area code 850. There are some details of the ferry service that have yet to be quite finalized. We're in the process right now going through contracting to hire the ferry operator. And while we make some recommendations to the operator for things like the actual schedule, and we set a ceiling price, an upper limit price for ferry tickets, the operator themselves will actually propose for us to review and approve the actual schedule and their fare schedule. So some of those details we'll have to wait just a little bit longer until that contract is awarded, which will happen very shortly.
And I'm sure that when you end up getting that information, we'll be happy from Escambia County's perspective to put that out as well. Anything we can do, we want to make sure people can easily find out. We want it to be successful. I talked about it earlier. We want to do whatever we can to keep your car off the island. If we can find a way to move you from downtown to Pensacola Beach and to Fort Pickens without getting in your car, that saves us, it saves you, everybody's happy, and the facilities get visited and utilized, and that's the main thing.
You bet. Traffic getting out here on the weekends, we've all experienced that. That's not a lot of fun. Parking is limited, and I can't think of a more wonderful way to get out here to the island and to the National Seashore than to take a boat ride across the bay.
Well, you've got other amenities out there now. If I come out by boat, you've got amenities for me out there when I get there, don't you? Some things that you have. You have your shuttle service and some other things that
we have a variety of facilities. Obviously, there's a Fort Pickens campground. We have beach facilities, picnic facilities. The historic fort is absolutely fascinating, and all of the various batteries that span a period of about 120 years. So there's a lot of history out there as well. What will coincide with the startup of the ferry service is a new shuttle service for ferry passengers, since when they get off the boat they'll be afoot, and some will want to get out to our lifeguarded beach, Langdon Beach, and that's about almost 3 miles from the ferry pier. So they'll be able to hop on a tram and get out to the beach, and there'll be no additional cost for that.
Well, I want our citizens to know they can come to the ferry, come to a lifeguarded beach, and never have to worry about getting in a vehicle at all. They'll be taken care of out there. That'll be the way to work. And I know we're working with you on those lifeguards to make sure we get those beaches lifeguarded.
That's another great partnership. The National Park Service historically hired our own lifeguards, and what we found was that we were drawing from the same applicant pool, going through the same training and providing similar type of supervision, and our supervisor was passing your supervisor, so it made sense for us to just reach out and partner with you, since your program was a little bit larger than ours. So we really appreciate that partnership.
Well, again, I think there are any number of ways. We've certainly enjoyed the 12 years I've been on the board working with you to find ways to make Pensacola Beach better. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you, Grover.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here today.
You bet.
Well, again, thank you very much for turning in today and seeing what's going on. We hope you will come out here. It's springtime, weather's warming up. We want you to come out to the beach and enjoy it. It's your beach. It's certainly a public beach for you to enjoy the amenities out here, and we hope you will come join. Otherwise, continue to watch Commissioners on the Record. We look forward to the next time on the Robinson Response. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.